Hi everyone and welcome to Season 11, Episode 7, a bumper episode of From Hope to Glory at Truro City with me, the United City FM. We are at the final episode of our first season in the Premier League. We've been struggling with relegation all the way through the season, but with 2 games to go that we will be playing both on the episode today, we've still got a chance of staying up. Let's see if we can do it. Welcome back to a very nervous Truro City. This is going to be a real bumper episode today. We've got 2 games to secure our safety, possibly. And the first of those is against Blackburn Rovers, who sit a couple of places above us in the table. And the second one of those is against 4th place Tottenham Hotspur on the last day of the season. But there are lots of connotations. So let's go straight into the league table. I'm actually going to get rid of my face cam just so we can... get rid of that. Let's see, that one, and we'll get rid of that one just so we can see exactly what's going on in the table. So we are sitting in 18th position after 36 matches. The teams around us that are important to us have mostly played 37, other than Blackburn, who we play in the first of our 2 games. So Blackburn are up first. If we beat them, then we go above them by 1 point and above Wolves by 1 point with 1 game to play. And that's really key because whilst we played Tottenham on the last day of the season, Wolves play Blackburn on the last day of the season. And that would mean that if we can get above them before that match, it's going to be tricky for both of them to finish ahead of us in the table. So that would be really helpful to us. So Blackburn Rovers are going to provide the first opposition for us. And it's absolutely vital that we get a winning performance out of this side. 1 game can potentially save our Premier League future, and it's this game against Blackburn Rovers. So that's the first one we've got. Second will come Tottenham. We'll have to play both in today's episode just to see how we get on. But let's not hang about. Let's go do this and play Blackburn Rovers. So I was thinking I was just about to show you the personnel. We have got a couple of injury issues that we will talk about. But before we do that, actually, it is important for us to go and check out exactly what's happened recently. And there is an amazing result in the midst of this run. So the last time you and I were together, we were against Leeds United, I think it was. Yes, it was. And we lost 2-1. Really disappointing. We also lost against West Ham and Liverpool before inexplicably showing up against top of the table Chelsea. I have no clue how this happened other than for these 3 matches, basically Abu Bakar was not really available for again, having picked up another minor knock, especially the West Ham and the Liverpool match. And then he showed up again against Chelsea. Now, obviously, we then lost against Manchester United away from home, but that Chelsea performance completely caught me by surprise, completely came out of the blue, but it is the reason why we've got one last shot at staying in this division against Blackburn Rovers today is the really key match. Unfortunately, we're away from home in that match, but you can see that the form has been dreadful in a lot of ways. We picked up a few points here and there, but that Chelsea match, completely inexplicably, the 2-1 was just mad, and gives us a real chance. So in we go to the tactical page, the tactical setup today, and we will talk about those injuries. Fenn is out for the rest of the season, basically 3 weeks, so he's done. That's our left fullback rotating option. Herbie Kane, one of our holding midfield player options as well, has been out for a couple of weeks, really, on and off with a little bit of a strain here and there. So he's going to be out for today. We're not going to risk him. But mostly we are at full strength, and I've been able to pick the side that I think will do the job for us. And so for today's match against Blackburn, the first of 2 that we play today, we've got Mbeyu in goal, Fink at right back, Benamor at left back, Baptiste and Nelson in central defence, Gonzalez, Diakite and Morrison in central midfield, Ibrahim on the right, Opoku on the left and Abu Bakar up top, with a bench of Colombini, Clark, White, Thompson, Wright, Phillips, Dudita and Henderson. So fingers crossed, everybody. Let's get into today's first game and see what happens. So on such an important occasion, I've gone as positive as I could muster. I've pumped the fist and said, get out there and show everybody what that you've got what it takes. Let's see if we can do this today. We've got a real tricky game to play. Blackburn beat us 3-2 at our place earlier in the season. But we have beaten them over the last couple of seasons in the Championship as well. So this is a bit of a pick-em between the two of us, but we've got to show up. We have to do this on this occasion. This is our chance. This is our FA Cup final, our World Cup final, all rolled into one for Truro at this point, just to keep our Premier League survival. Can we do it? Can we perform one game? Can we get Abu Bakar in the box, potentially with a couple of good scoring opportunities? That's the challenge for us. And that was a wayward ball. That's something that we have to eliminate from our game moving forward, is giving the ball away so much to the opposition in every game that we play. Our ball retention is not good enough in the big scheme of things. But fortunately, Blackburn on that occasion didn't make us pay. Apoku already picked up a bit of a knock. That's unfortunate. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Morrison was on the ball briefly, but it's a scrappy opening, 7 minutes or so. Nobody seems to really want it. Abu Bakar drops it off to Morrison. Ibrahim on support down the right-hand side, gets to the edge of the box, crosses it in. Diakite with an absolutely crucial goal for us at 7 minutes. We get the cross in from Ibrahim, supporting us down the right-hand side. This is a fantastic start for us. He gets to the edge of the box, holds it up, left-footed, crosses it in, and it came off the defender, did it? I think, possibly. Whatever happened, I don't care. We have to celebrate the fact that we are 1-0 up in such an important moment. And breathe. Let's make sure that we're checking out Apoku. He's back to a green heart, so it looks like he can run it off for now, but we might replace him at half-time just to keep that freshness down on that left-hand side. 20 minutes in, the game has settled down a little bit. The highlights have gone away just for now, which is kind of going to suit us. Blackburn have had one shot a goal, none on target. So you can see that it's been quite compressed as a game so far. Nothing particularly expansive about it. And hopefully that will see us through. But even at this point, I don't want to go ultra defensive and sit on the lead. It's too dangerous. That invites Blackburn into the game too much. But we might have to do that possibly at some point. That was a bit of a blast and a half from the edge of the box. But it does sail over, so we can breathe a sigh of relief on that one. Can we get through to half-time with this 1-0 lead? Such a vital moment for us. And breathe. We are at half-time. We can go into the dressing room. We can be encouraging. So we're going to outstretch the arms. I'm delighted with the performance. Keep it up. Just get the morale and the motivation high and keep them working and moving forward. So we're going to go in and demand more from them in this second half, though, and just put them on the front foot again to positively look at this game. Blackburn are going to come back at us, though. There's no doubt they have to do the same as we were doing and properly fight for Premier League status next season. They put an aimless ball over the top, though. Can we do better? Morrison takes it out of the sky from the goalkeeper, and we do better, but ultimately Maguire in the goal for Blackburn gets behind that ball and gathers it comfortably, but a good opportunity. Mbayo with a brilliant clearance from the goal area through to Morrison, gets it on target, puts the goalkeeper under pressure, but he absolutely passes the test on that occasion. Can we keep the pressure up? You can see Blackburn still not had a shot at goal on target. There's their first one of the entire match. And at 69 minutes, we're going to pause the game momentarily and just see whether we can freshen this up a little bit. We wants to stay on, but injury is hampering Apoku, so Dudita comes on for him. We've got a couple of low ratings, but not too bad. Diakite in central midfield is struggling just a little bit. So I'm tempted to put Joe White in that position, which I'm going to do. So we just switch him round and play him in the box-to-box midfield role. And also, do I want to take Morrison out and put Thompson in? I think I do, just to freshen that position up as well. So that attacking three in midfield and out on this left-hand side have all been changed to freshen it up a little bit. I'm going to keep the style of play up, though, because Blackburn, with that one shot on target, we're obviously doing enough to take those chances away from them. So why would I change it at this point? 15 minutes to play. Can we hold on to this absolutely vital 3 points? 10 minutes to play. The clock is ticking really quickly. Blackburn are running out of moments, but they can sucker punch us at the end here. 86 minutes in. Oh, no. No. Oh. 86 minutes in. The corner comes in. Near post header. And they get a goal from it. Under pressure from a couple of defenders. The goalkeeper gets both hands behind the ball and cannot keep it out of the back of the net. And we've been sucker punched right at the end. Please get us something back. Benamor with a throw in. We lose the ball momentarily. Nelson will pick it up. Under pressure, though, has to go back to the goalkeeper. Let's see where he can go. He's using us. He's using the central defenders to move us forward. Ibrahim on the ball, spreads it out to Dudita. Again, spreads it out wide. Brilliant play. Thompson through on goal, and he gets a goal at the 91st minute. You can see that we worked it from left to right to left to right to left to right. How many times, I don't know. And eventually that through ball to Thompson, one of the guys that we bought on in the last half hour of this game. That is a brilliant first touch by Ibrahim. Thompson gets it out from his feet and blasts the ball in the back of the net for a 2-1 lead at 91 minutes. And now we come out and go very defensive. We settle everything in, and the final whistle comes and goes. I don't think I can cope anymore. A 2-1 win in the dying seconds of the game. Has that secured our Premier League status for next season? We've got one more game to play. There's all sorts of permutations still out there. But that is as close as it's ever going to be to messing things up completely. Outstretched arms. It was a very special win, lads. Congratulations. And yeah, let's go and figure out what that means for us. Oh, dear. So here is the league table. Here is how it's all worked out. We are 16th position with one match to play for everybody in the league. Blackburn and Wolves, the two directly below us, 1 point behind us, both of them. They play each other on the last day of the season. Now, neither of them can get... no, let's start that again. Both of them cannot get 3 points, obviously. So if one of them gets 3 points and we lose, one of them goes ahead of us, we stay up. If they draw, then both of them could stay up if we get absolutely hammered by Tottenham, because it's goal difference then between us and Wolves specifically, and our goal difference currently is better than Wolves. So we'd have to get hammered by Tottenham and they'd get a draw. Ultimately, it's kind of in our hands, sort of, but we have to do okay against Tottenham to make it secure. So let's get straight into that game and see how we get on. So I've been thinking long and hard about this scenario, and it's very simple, really. If we can avoid being defeated by Tottenham by 6 or 7 goals, then we will stay up. That's pretty much it. Because of the fact that Blackburn and Wolves are playing each other, that's the scenario that we have to avoid. So as long as we don't get an absolute pasting, then we should be okay. So the way we're going to do this is I am going to make a couple of changes there. I've made a couple of changes to the wide areas. Apoku is out of this particular match. He's out for a couple of weeks. We've got Barry and Kane and Fenn all out as well. So it's made choices fairly simple. I'm going to bring Wright Phillips on down the right-hand side just for a bit of experience. I've brought Sarmiento onto the bench for a bit of experience. But other than that, it's pretty much the team that gave me a heart attack against Blackburn, basically, and just about got me the result I needed. So we're sticking with most of it, but Apoku is out, so Dudita comes in, and Wright Phillips on the right-hand side for Ibrahim, just for a little bit of experience. If we avoid getting absolutely trounced, then we stay in the Premier League. And we kind of have to do that. So, it's the team for the last game of the season. Oh, please don't beat us 8-0. Anyway, Mbayo in goal, Fink at right back, Benamor at left back, Baptiste and Nelson in central defence, Gonzalez, Diakite, Morrison in central midfield, Wright Phillips on the right, Dudita on the left, Abu Bakar up top, and a bench of Colombini, Clark, White, Thompson, Ibrahim, Sarmiento and Henderson. Let's get into this last game of the season and see what happens. So, because I know the scenario, I've put my hands together, I've been very chilled out, and I've basically just said, good luck out there, we're going to need it, go and put on a performance as good as you can possibly do it, is the intention behind that, really. And it's going to be tricky, isn't it? Now, we're at home, obviously. Tottenham are in fantastic form at the moment. They're pretty much topping the form guide table. They come in with a 4-2-3-1. They're currently sitting in about 4th position, so they're fighting for a European Champions League spot. And we're kind of not. And they are really fighting for it. Leicester and West Ham behind them could take it from them if we were to do those two a favour today and get points away from Tottenham. So it is still all to play for them. As I say, the key scenario for us is we must not get an absolute pasting. If we can avoid that, then I think we'll be okay. And it's an early chance for Tottenham, who blast it wide after 2 minutes of the match. They drove back at us from a poor goal kick from Mbayo. He gets a second chance here and doesn't quite do much, doesn't do that much better, does he really? Gives it straight to them and they counterattack. Gonzalez, though, sniffing out the danger. Diakite takes over. Dudita on the left-hand side drives at the defence. Abu Bakar getting involved. Benamor on the left-hand side, supported by Diakite. There's some space. There was a cross chance there. They didn't originally take it and they possibly should have, and Tottenham get the ball clear and go on a counter-attack. But again, Gonzalez in that holding midfield role has been an absolute beast for us this season, really, when needed, and that is so narrowly, nearly a 1-0 lead for us. Abu Bakar through on goal, pile drives it against the crossbar and it comes back out and doesn't drop over the line, unfortunately, and they get it cleared. But there is a moment of danger there just for them, just for Tottenham to be aware of. And again, we're on the ball, but again, we just about keep it. Abu Bakar takes it very nicely and gets into the box again. Now, is that going to be a penalty kick? I think it might be, you know. And on 12 minutes into the match, they're checking for it. It looked like an interesting challenge, and indeed, there is a chance for Abu Bakar from the penalty spot. Please put it in. And he does, and we go 1-0 up after 12 minutes against a top-of-the-table type of side in Tottenham. What on earth are we going to do here? We are going to actually change our mentality in a little minute or two. When the highlight is come and gone, we're going to pause the game and just go into the mentality, go back to balanced. And we're just going to try and take a little bit of a deep breath in terms of the team and in the game to try and calm the play down a little bit. See if we can hold the ball just slightly and not give too many chances to Tottenham. And again, some good play this time from Benamor, getting involved in the play and nicking the ball away from Tottenham, who may have come in just a little bit overconfident on this occasion so far. Baptiste on the ball, goes over to Abu Bakar, can't quite win it, but Dudita wins it back again. Diakite, though, loses out in midfield and counter-attacking Tottenham down the right-hand side, find a way to get the space for a cross, but they didn't take it. And again, we get a bit of a pressure on them to force them backwards, all the way back to the goalkeeper. We've reset our shape. They've reset theirs. They've put it through on goal, and they get a goal from it. Flores was a really good ball through, but the defenders, the two central defenders, went to sleep, basically. If we watch this here, you can see that they're in a reasonable position, but this guy on the left-hand side of our defence, which I think is Baptiste, might have to have done a little bit better job of actually following his man. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it, did he? And was it Baptiste? I think it was Nelson on that left-hand side, sorry. Tottenham again with a free kick, and again this time we get it partially cleared, but they're going to pick up the loose ball and rework and attack down this left-hand side. The shape is good. They went through the through ball again, but Mbayo this time sniffs out the danger, comes out and claims it, puts it up early for Abu Bakar. Probably shouldn't quite have done that, and probably should have taken more of a time to find a better route through. And Tottenham come back on the counter-attack, but this time don't really get too much of a dangerous attack. Corner comes in for us, though, partially cleared by Tottenham, fully cleared by Tottenham, but we win it back from, again, Gonzalez. Now, he's on a yellow card. He has to be a bit careful, but he's played brilliantly well so far for us today in that ball-winning midfield role. And we do get another chance off this corner kick, having the goalkeeper parried it out. The corner was a little bit of a poor one, though, but eventually we do win the ball back again. We are doing pretty well. I'm really happy with this performance so far. We don't have to beat them, remember. We just have to not absolutely get hammered by them. And so far, we are absolutely doing that. 5 shots at goal, 4 on target for us in this first half is not bad at all. Tottenham with a good chance from the header off the corner kick, but they don't quite make it pay. And we're going to get through to half-time, it looks like, just about at 1-1. As I say, 5 shots at goal, 4 on target for us, 9 and 5 for them, both over the 1xG rating, which is why it's 1-1. Possession is more in their favour a little bit, but that's okay. That's sort of what you'd expect, really. But we are doing absolutely brilliantly well. Pumping the fists. Where's the one I want? No, I can't pump the fist. I'm going to go outstretched arms. I'm delighted with the performance. Keep it up. That's what I want to do, just to keep them happy about what's going on here and keep them hopefully focused on continuing that type of performance in this second half. Now, obviously, we're not in the attacking mentality anymore. We're trying to be a little bit more subdued on the ball. We had a chance there off a throw-in, but Tottenham win it and counter-attack quite quickly. Again, the absolute beast that is Gonzalez. Now, he could potentially get himself sent off in this game with a wrong type of challenge because he's already on a yellow card. But so far, he's been so utterly magnificent for us that you can kind of almost forgive him for it, as long as we don't get absolutely walloped if it happens. I can't really replace him with too much. Herbie Kane is the one that we could replace him with, but he's injured, so he's not on the bench. White could play there at a pinch, but I wouldn't really want him to. So Gonzalez might have to play out this second half with that yellow card and be a little bit careful. But so far, this is going far, far better than I thought it might. 60 minutes in, we've got another chance down this left-hand side from a throw-in. Again, we don't quite make them work. Disappointing on the throw-ins today. Keeping the ball has not been particularly accurate from those. But again, we get some good defensive work in the back from the goalkeeper and the defenders clearing the ball nicely. 65 minutes approaching. I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to avoid relegation. At the moment, Wolves are behind us in the league and Blackburn are ahead of us from their game so far. So it's all looking pretty positive just at the moment. Morrison over the top to Dudita. Can't quite win the ball, but almost fell for Abubakar in the middle of the penalty box. But he was on his heels a little bit. Couldn't quite find the way to get onto the end of the ball. And again, it's Tottenham down this right-hand side. Again, it's Gonzalez for company. This time he couldn't quite manage it. They do get the cross in, and that does give Tottenham a second goal. But ultimately, I think we're still okay. I don't want to count all my chickens before they hatch, but I think we're still okay. So at 67 minutes on the clock, as soon as this highlight is replayed, we're going to go and make a couple of changes and see if we can see this game out with no major drama attached to it. So we're going to pause the game there. Here is the table currently as it stands. 38 games played, and you can see that Blackburn are beating Wolves, and that's what we want. One of them to win, one of them to lose, and therefore we are absolutely staying in this division just at the moment. So let's see whether we can see out this game properly. And we've got to focus on our own performance. So we're going to go in and just make a couple of personnel changes. Nothing more. Dudita on a yellow card will bring Sarmiento in. Jeremy Sarmiento, a player that's been around with us for a number of seasons. A little bit of a forgotten man this season, but he can come on for the last little bit. A bit of experience there. We're going to take out Wright Phillips on the right-hand side and bring Ibrahim back in. And actually, I think what we will do is we will take out the magnificent Gonzalez. Now, how he is on 6.9 average rating for this match, I have absolutely no idea. SI, that is an utter travesty. He's been magnificent. Why is that not being recognised in this average rating? But there we go. I'm going to take him out and protect him. Joe White comes in. I'm going to switch Diakite into that more holding role, and they can play those roles better. So we'll leave it at that. We're going to stay balanced in the terms of our mentality. We're not going to change the style of play. And those are the changes we're going to make. And we just have to see whether we can see this game out and see if we can keep ourselves in the Premier League. And it looks like we're going to be able to do it. And that is not a guarantee. For the last few weeks of this season, it's been utterly up in the air as to exactly what was going to happen to us at the back end of this season. That win against Chelsea, however we managed to do that, was the key result in our run-in. One game against one of those big teams, we managed to pull it out, win ourselves 3 points. We lose today, but it absolutely does not matter one jot. To be honest, it really, really doesn't. I could not care less, because they've been magnificent in these last 2 matches to secure Premier League survival. So we're going to go outstretched arms. No, let's go hands on hips. Unlucky boys, it would have been nice, but it wasn't to be. But that's okay, because we secured Premier League status for next season, and we'll just wait for the table to come up just to confirm it before we celebrate too wildly. But I can't see how we haven't done it. And we have achieved it. 17th position in the Premier League in our first season. And we were 3 points away from doing what we set out to do at the beginning of this season, which was win as many points as there are games in the Premier League. We were 3 points off it. We just about managed to keep our survival. Wolves go down with Everton. Big team going down, along with Burnley, who really struggled this season. And we stay in the Premier League. And I'm utterly exhausted after all of that. And that is pretty much that for the end of this season. 17th position, we find ourselves in the Premier League. If you'd have offered me at the beginning of the season that, I would have happily taken it. That is utterly magnificent in every way. And we can potentially begin to slowly move this team and this group forward. Now, Liverpool nicked the title from Chelsea in the last couple of games of the season. So potentially taking 3 points of Chelsea really plummeted them. Also, Tottenham, Man United get into the Champions League spots. Leicester, West Ham miss out a little bit into the Europa League. Man City miss out altogether through the league, but look as though they've got a position in the Europa League conference. Great for them. 8.5 million we received for finishing 17th in the league. There's some payouts to be happening. Dudita's Premier League bonus paid out. Great, because we avoided relegation. I'm happy to pay that sort of money. So let's just check out, before we go, at the end of this season, this is the stats for the season. Now, 15 goals from Abu Bakar, and he only played half the matches, remember, because of that 3 or 4 month layoff through injury. If we'd had another 10 goals from him this campaign, we could have been avoiding relegation way before we did. But that's all by and by now. 63 million in the overall balance. We've got 175k a week in our wages to play about with. We'll have to wait and see what our actual transfer budget is for next season. But surely there's going to be a little bit of money to spend, and we can upgrade some of these options. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing, to be honest, in terms of updating this team moving forward. But the one thing I will say is that this is a Wednesday release. I will not be releasing a Friday episode of this particular series. I'm going to give myself the weekend to go through this transfer window, only because I know between now and Friday, I haven't got the time in my schedule to do a transfer window. So I'm going to postpone this next episode of From Hope to Glory till next week. And on Friday, Thursday and Friday, should I say, we'll play back-to-back episodes of Relegation Rescue at Eibar in La Liga. That's what's going to happen over the next couple of days. But this will come back next week once I've been able to sort out the transfer window in the summer. And breathe. That's as much as we can do. We survived in the Premier League to fight another season. We'll have to come back and see if we've improved the squad over the summer transfer window, which I intend to do. This has been a mammoth episode. Fair play to you for getting through it if you have. I hope you've enjoyed it. I am absolutely, completely exhausted. And that's me done. So thank you for joining me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join my United City community. The more the merrier. Click that like button on this particular episode. If you don't on this one, I don't know when you will. That's going to help me get seen by lots more people. So please do that for me. Until next time though, take care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.